Hello, everyone, and welcome to another RigER webinar that we seem to be running now every Thursday. Today, our topic will be dedicated to the kinds and types of the rental fleet equipment combinations that you can manage for your rental operations in RigER. So today's agenda will be dedicated specifically to the topic of the rental fleet. So those of you who are in the management of the fleet will reap the most of the benefits of it. So we'll talk about different types of the rental unit combos, and there's going to be two presenters today. So most of you who've been here know them. It's Michael and Gleb, and we're going to be talking about the rental units, different kinds of the rental units that are used in the oilfield rentals. We'll be talking about the assemblies, combo units, and packages, and complex combinations of the different rental equipment that is managed out in the field. We know it's a very complex subject, and it can be rather for some companies, so that's why we wanted to dedicate this webinar specifically to those things, because we've been receiving a lot of questions on those things. So here we go. We're going to be talking about the combo units, and a quick intro of RigER to those of you who are new to us today. So RigER is a flagship product of the Belka Soft Corporation. So our company originates from Canada, Alberta, and we're hosted we're here in Calgary, our headquarters. We have a registered office now in Houston as well. And a key premise of what RigER sort of does and where it came from is that we're focused on the paperless enterprise. So we live in the digital era, so we want to make sure that we reap the full benefits of the complex IT systems and make them simple and accessible to the operators and the service providers in the oil field. We do focus also on the custom solutions. We understand that every business is different in one way or another, and we would like to provide the customized solutions to make sure that the ultimate solution fits your needs. And we're also focused on the integrations. We know that none program can do everything for everyone. So hence we've built RigER with an idea that it does work together with other applications, if need be, that you use in your business. So the product family of RigER, again, presented here with a map of where our customers located primarily. So you can see that we're present in both Canada and the United States, primarily in the southern part of the United States where the oil fields are. And RigER family is made of the digital platform that is the cloud-based system that you can run on the desktop, as well as supported by the mobile application. And mobile application is a fast developing area, and it varies depending on what kind of functions you want to perform. So we simplify the mobile, and it focuses on specific activities for the sales, operations, or the purchases. And RigER also specialized offers a specialized solution for different sub-industries in the oilfield rentals, if you will. So from the equipment distribution to the downhole tools to the waste management, flow back, telecom, or rig moves. So these complex operations can now more easily be handled in RigER. And some of you who are customers, we're pleased to see you on this slide where we showcase who are working in RigER now and what kind of equipment is being managed by those companies in RigER.
Hello, everyone. This is Gleb here, and I'm a VP of Operations in RigER, as you may already know, or if you don't. So here I am. Yeah, so today we're going to talk about the different combinations of the rental fleet in RigER that we support and we maintain as the types of the items that we can have in our database. So basically, there are four major combinations and major types of the rental fleet parts and components in RigER that we can put to our jobs, and we'll talk about this in this presentation. But let's start with just a basic one, and it's a cornerstone in the system, which is the rental unit. So every new record that we enter in the system as a equipment, we can select the type of this item from the list. You see that it can be goods, service, material, rental unit, or combo unit. And we're going to start with a simple one, which what I've said is a rental unit. So the rental unit is individual piece of equipment that we can rent out to our customers, and we assign a particular price for this rental unit. So each rental unit in the system can have unit numbers or serial numbers, as it's already Someone already name it like that. And for each rental unit, we assign particular unit numbers. So each unit number then have its own details about the model, color, manufacturer, etc., manufacturing year maybe, and manufacturing serial number. So that allows us to track our equipment more precisely with different kind of information, and we can sort the information by these parameters. And another options, yeah, this is actually the card of the unit number in the system. So as you see, we also can track the maintenance events for a particular unit number and repairs as well. So we also have a purchase history of this unit number with its initial purchase cost, and then we can accumulate different additions to this unit in terms of capital spendings. Like if we do some improvements of the unit, we can store this information in the system as well, and it will be collected on the purchase history information of the system. And deployment history as well. So for each unit number, we can see where it has been sent, when, and what the company was, etc. The second way how we can track our rental units is unserialized option. So for the rental units, we can check mark the without unit numbers check mark, and we'll be able to track these units only by quantity. Usually this is applicable to such kind of equipment as say rig mats, access mats, hoses, maybe small parts that don't have a unit numbers. And again, we can track it by quantity. So in the delivery tickets, where we dispatch the equipment, we can put the number of units that we just dispatched to the client's location. Now, what's the difference between tracking units by serial numbers and by unserialized items is in its essence. So for serialized items, we select the particular unit number which is going to be dispatched to the client's location. And for access mats, in this case, you see that we just put a base quantity, 1,000 units out of 1,500 available. You see that 1,500 each means that it's available for the dispatching. So we just put the quantity, how many we dispatch. And yeah, let's talk about a little bit more complicated type of rental fleet combination, which is assembly. And Michael will explain this a little bit more details.
Hello, everyone. Michael Maltsevich here, and let's talk about different rental units combinations. And the most simple one is assembly. And assembly is the seriation. We use assembly name for the seriation when we bolt a couple items together. For example, in this particular slide, you can see the assembly of the trailer with 3 regular toilets, where we can put a trailer and porta potties with different serial numbers and bolt them together and keep them together for a number of months, years. And this gives us an opportunity to track all those different components as a one single piece of equipment. And this will be a new rental unit, and type will be assembly. And it will be treated as a rental unit itself with the single price, with several components, and in many cases we use assemblies for a multi-months, years jobs. So like it could be like several jobs without disassembling those items and unbolt them together. So we have several clients which use that, and another example will be say the frac tank and chassis. If you have chassis as a one serial number and tank as different serial number, and they bolted together, and you use them together for a number of years, and track them just as a one single rental unit. This is a very, very simple combination where you can create the assembly list. combine different rental units together, build a new rental unit, set up the price of this new rental unit, and do like a normal job. When you have a rental service agreement, generate a starting delivery ticket, and delivery ticket, and continue moving as a rental unit. The only difference will be here that you will have components tracking within that assembly as a separate unit. So you will see that all kind of different movements of the components as well, and the main unit history will be available. So down the road, as the assembly could be unbolt and disassembling, and some of the components can be replaced. So in this case, we can track the entire assembly history and disassembly history of the unit. So it's very simple unit. Again, one unit, one price, and all the components bolted together for a long period of time. And let's talk about a different one, which we call the combo unit or unit combination. And Gleb will tell us about this combination more precisely.
Yes, the combo unit is pretty much similar to the assembly. The only difference is that in the combo unit, we assign a particular unit numbers on the dispatch side of the business when we do the delivery ticket. In case of assembly list, we combine particular unit numbers into assembly item and we use it in the jobs. But for the combo unit, we select the particular unit numbers on the delivery ticket side. So how we set up the combo unit in the system, we create a new item and we select a type combo unit. Combo unit can combine as many components as you need from the existing rental units in the system. So you just list the rental units in the table. You set even the quantity of these units. For example, we need to set 2 particular unit number rental units to this combo unit, and we also are able to set the revenue allocation based on the price of the combo unit. So if the price of the combo unit, say $300, so 45% will be allocated to light tower and generator respectively, and 10% will go to the equipment pickup fee from the general rental fee of the job. That's again the scheme how the combo unit life cycle is looking. So we create an RSA, and then we generate a and we put the combo unit on the RSA. We set the price for this combo unit, and then when we generate a delivery ticket, when we start the job, we select these unit numbers, and then when we return the equipment back to our location, so when the job is done, we return the same components. So this type of the rental unit allows us to track all the components, but bill our clients only with the price of the whole combo unit. That's pretty much the same concept as for the assembly, because assembly allows you the same to bill the client with the assembly rental fee, but keep tracking of the components in the job.
Yeah, one of the difference between assembly and the combo unit, the combo unit is a virtual unit number, virtual unit, and there is no unit number associated with a particular combo unit. It's just a combination of the units which built together for a particular job. So it's a temporary combination of the units. We combine them together to set a particular price.
Yeah, and again, just to summarize at this moment of the presentation, that difference between assembly, the major difference between assembly and combo unit is that we select the unit numbers for the combo unit in the delivery tickets. But on the assembly side, we don't select these unit numbers because they're already been assigned to this assembly. And that's an example how the invoice is looking when we have a combo unit. So we see that we show the price of the combo unit only, not individual components. But if you need to show the components of this combo unit on the invoice as just an additional information, we can include it as well here on the print form of the invoice. But basically, we charge the client with the combo unit price. So another opportunity, what we can do with the combo units is we can switch and we can swap the components of a particular combo unit throughout the job. So when we send the equipment with a delivery ticket start with 3 components, and then we can do the swap in the middle of the job. Say we can replace the component number 2 with the component number 4. So the price of the unit will stay the same, but we will keep tracking of the different components being on the location throughout the job. And then we can return the equipment, the combo unit with a delivery ticket and all the components number 1, 4, and 3 will be returned automatically as well. And the invoice will take all the information about the combo unit from the delivery ticket start and delivery ticket end and combine it into final rental invoice. So there will be a price of the combo unit, quantity of these units at the location, and number of days, obviously.
And one more thing, which is very important, say, for example, if we will take, in this particular case, if we'll take out the component number 3, and it will be number of days when component number 1 and component number 2 will work together as a combo unit. So the price with combo unit will stay the same. So it will remain the price of the entire combo unit, even if we will take out one of the component.
Yeah, that's very important information to remember, because when we will switch to the next type of the rental equipment in RigER, you'll understand why it's important. So now, again, just to summarize, what's the difference and similarities between combo units and assemblies? So the similarities is that combo unit and assembly have one price per unit. So the prices doesn't fluctuate throughout the job. And both units can have several components. Now, the difference is that combo unit, we assign a particular combo unit for one job and we select unit numbers for it. And components are trackable separately. Now, assembly can be set and can be added to the multiple jobs because it has unit numbers assigned to it, so we don't change unit numbers. And again, components tracks together in this assembly. So on the location report, when you will see the picture of the units delivered to the location, you will see that on the combo unit side, it will be separately shown, but on the assembly, it will be shown together, like inside of the assembly. Okay, and as I already said, in combo unit, we assign components each job. On the assembly side, same components each job. And combo unit is very easy to build because we just pick the unit numbers, and we don't need to set this unit in a long way how we do with the assembly. But assembly, the advantage of the assembly is that we can move it easily between different jobs.
So yeah, that was the situation when we starting developing RigER, but the complexity and of the client requests are growing, and we face it with a new challenge which called rental package. And rental package includes not only rental units, but services, consumables in some cases. So it's more complex combination where we can see not only the rental units, but it could be combo units and components, parts and services combining together. And the nature of package is a little bit different. And And again, the package in many cases, most of our clients who it's just getting from the flow back operations, they build packages for a particular client and for a particular service. And let's see that a very simple package because in some cases package could have like 40 plus different items. Combining together rental unit services, components, and parts. So, let's see here. It's very simple: light tower, rental fee, and fittings for the generator. So those three rental units combining together plus 4 services, it's just belongs to the one package. And the difference between combo units and packages, that package has the variation of the price. So and a price will depends on the and price will be calculated as a sum of prices of the components or rental units and services combination. And it can vary from time to time. Say, for example, we send a light tower, generator, and fittings to the location for the 5 days. Next 5 days, we take out a generator for some reason. And in this case, the total price of the package will goes down because it will exclude the generator from the package. This is a very important. Say, for example, in this particular case, the total price for a day will be 195. However, if we will take the generator out, it will be 95 only. Again, we can add items to the package during the job, or can take something or split. This give us some sort of flexibility when we can invoice different rental periods, different combinations, and RigER does it automatically. So it's very, very easy to manage that stuff in RigER. However, packages can be preset based on the existing rental service agreement. And it's easy to add packages to the rental service agreement. You just add packages and it fill out all the rental equipment and the service and parts based on the information from the package. So in terms of package, we can preset or add new package, build new package, name it, then add components and set all the component prices in the price list, then generate rental service agreement usage as package, and all those items will be added automatically to the RSA. And after that, you can generate a delivery ticket or several delivery tickets, which will build a package at allocation. So all the time, a package at allocation, again, I'd like to stress that the package at allocation can be changed. The number of items at allocation any given moment can be different, and the price will depend on the all the components prices. Again, when you do run the delivery ticket return, the package is gone. So it's a virtual unit. It's just a kind of combination how we charge our client per package, and we can understand total price for the package. Yeah, so let's talk about complexity, and we will talk about complexity with Gleb because it's very, sometimes could be a very complicated topic when we talk about unit combinations. Because say, like, let me remind you that we have 3 main combinations, like a combo unit, assemblies, and the packages. Again, one of the criteria which we will consider when we will recommend one or another or third one will be, okay, is it a long-term combination? Is it a like multi-month, job combination? And if yes, we will recommend assembly. If it's like a setup for the particular job, and after that particular job, everything can be disassembled, tested, built in a different way. And for the second job, it will be maybe the same, maybe different items. So in this case, it could be a combo unit or package, depending on what kind of price you will use. If it will be like dependable price, it will be package. If it will be the flat price, there will be combo unit. And again, we need to understand that some of the items, say for example, combo units, easy to build, and package easy to build because it's a virtual unit. You do not need to have anything to build them. But for the assemblies, you need to have a separate document which will be bolt them together and track them as a separate unit. So it will be some sort of preparation before you ship the items to the field. Complex combination, which we like to discuss today, appear when we combine together assemblies and the combo, or assemblies and the packages. So Gleb, can you tell about that?
Yeah, the one of the scenarios when we can build a combo unit and include individual components inside of it, or we can end an assembly that has already been built with the components in it. So we just build a separate combo unit. And again, we will charge our client with the price of the combo unit only, regardless of the individual prices of the components or assembly.
Exactly. Yeah. However, if you like to have the price dependable on number of components in the field, in this case, instead of combo unit, you will use package.
Correct. Yeah, and we will combine assemblies into packages.
Yeah. And probably the most complex combination when we have assembly as a part of the combo unit as a part of the package. Okay, so depending on the number of complexity, we can have that kind of situation. And in this case, the package will have the price depending on the number of components in it, and the combo unit's price will be flat, not dependable on number of items here. And one of the challenge in this case we can have if we have a similar rental unit as a part of a rental unit, as a combo unit, as a part of the package, and a single unit. And guess what? We had that with one of the client, and it was a really tough situation because those are pretty much the same price. These is different. And if we do a swap of the unit, we just need to define which one we swap. Part of the combo unit, part of the package, or a single unit. And Gleb, can you comment about this situation?
The only comment that I can give that we are capable of doing that, and we have a special mechanism of doing that through packages. So the system will understand which price we are taking, because it has a particular distinction in the system. I will not call it through the technical terms, but yeah, we have this ability.
Yeah, it's really extreme example. I would not recommend you to do that kind of situation when you have same item as a part of the package, as a part of combo units, and a single rental unit in the same job. So just this will be like some of our recommendation, and let's talk about the best practices and our recommendations, what we can recommend to our clients, and like how to manage fleet combinations. So first of all, we need to understand, and those are examples. You probably not. You're probably familiar with those items, the Christmas tree from Oilfield, and this could be like 40 or 60 different rental units or components in one single piece. And based on that, first of all, one of the discussion which we need to have, we need to understand the rental fleet structure. What kind of items we will treat as a serialized, what kind of items we will treat as a non-serialized items. Because in some cases, it could be a really tough physically to stamp it and put all the serial numbers to the system. I mean, it could be a very, very time-consuming operations and not really valuable from tracking standpoint and from the invoicing standpoint. Then second step, we need to set up the right combinations, understand, okay, those items will work in this way, those items will work in another way. And after that, set up the prices, set up the price list, and if necessary, build the packages from previous rental service agreement. This is another option and a shortcut which we can tweak because say, for example, you build a good package for a particular client, for a particular job, and after that you click one button and build a package based on that rental service agreement. So this gives you an opportunity to next time use this package for the next job. Gleb, any comments?
Yeah. We even had this have several clients, and when we were doing the implementation stage with them, so we saw what kind of equipment they use and how they use it, and we even recommended them to create the serial numbers for some kind of equipment because they didn't have it in their records, and we suggested to just create serial numbers, even virtually in RigER only maybe, or you can physically assign serial numbers and maybe grab it on the equipment. So yeah, that was our suggestion, and we saw that this suggestion worked well because down the road they had an ability to track it by serial numbers rather than just having quantity and don't understand what particular piece of equipment comes where.
Another example which we'd like to share here was a request from one of our clients, and the challenge they had was that invoice was too long, and they asked us to combine all the items in the same package and shrink the invoice layout. Say they have 10 pages invoice, and they told nobody in Oilfield in Oil Patch will never sign the invoice for the 10 pages. And so what we did, we literally and it was like very detailed, very extensive, and because it was a lot of movement during the month from the location to the location, etc. So instead of that, we build a specific form for the invoice print form, which will combine all the items by packages and combine the price together. Say, for example, in this case, you see the description LT plus Jang package, and it just combine all the generators and light towers and calculate number of days it was in that set of equipment and number of price for this equipment. So it just collapse items in the packages and shrink the number of pages. So in that particular client, we shrink invoice to 10 times. Literally, it was like from 10 pages to 1 page or 2 pages somehow. So they are extremely happy about that. And again, it was not was not required from anything from them. They just set up that those items belong to that package, and it just automatically combined them together. So our recommendation, and when we have this kind of complex situation, think how the final invoice will looks like, because one of the we understand that the situation could be a very complex and very, very challenging. However, think about the end result and keep it simple. And if it's possible, to avoid over complexity of the combinations, tracking, and invoicing process, because it could be very, very complex.
I want to add that sometimes We saw some situations when companies decide that okay, we're gonna have these kind of details for the rental equipment, but they don't realize that how they will practically track that equipment, how they will, for example, put the unit numbers in the system, because sometimes it doesn't require to have serial numbers for some kind of equipment. On the other hand, some equipment needs to have these serial numbers. And when you decide on what way you'll be moving, so you need to understand all the pieces of this puzzle, because how you will track it, how you will invoice it, and what kind of reports you want to see for this. For example, if you don't have unit numbers but you want to see the reports, for us it's kind of challenging to build precise reports just without unit numbers, because we cannot show you lots of different details if we don't have the serial numbers.
It's a quick one, again, just more of an intro. So for those of you who are in the States, we're going to be in Houston in a couple of weeks. More than happy to see you in person at our booth, which is right there. Most likely you will receive also an email, especially if you're in the surrounding to the Houston area. So it'll be a pleasure to meet in person if we haven't met yet. And for those of you who are in Canada, we're going to be in Grand Prairie. Let's move to the next one. We're going to be in Grand Prairie the same month, just 3 weeks from now. So it'll be a pleasure again to meet in person with you, our dear fellow Canadians up there in the capital of the oil patch in Alberta. Okay, and then I think that's the time when we wanted to give everyone a chance to ask additional questions. And I have one to ask right now that I've received from John. The question is, can I use both or all the different types of the fleet in my specific setup of RigER?
Yeah, definitely you can. And moreover, in a same document, you can have like all of those combinations, or some of them combinations. And moreover, you can have one item as a part of the package or combo unit or assembly, and it will be a normal situation. So this job will use this as a combo unit, this job will use a package, and next job it will be a part of assembly or single unit. And yeah, it's common because today's business very competitive, and to stay on the right course with your client, you need to be more flexible, and that is why people use packages more and more and combinations more and more. So, and I see one more question with from Chris regarding the telecom equipment radio packages, which will be the best way. From our experience, I can say that it could be combo units and packages. So I would say yes, we can sit down and talk more precisely how you'd like to structure this in your final invoice, and yeah, packages and combo units will work exactly right for the telecom.
I think I don't have any more questions right now, but as I mentioned, feel free to share them with us by any means. So you have an email, you have a website, you have our phones. So just kind of call us up and we'll be more than happy to talk to you. And on that note, I wanted to wrap up today's session, and we're looking forward to meeting with you at the next one. Well, thank you very much again, everyone. Again, we're here for you to help, so let us know, and we'll see you next week, those of you who want to learn more.
Good. Thank you so much, and yeah, have a great day, and see you next week.
Bye-bye.